The Federation of European Societies for Surgery of the Hand was established in 1990 by 13 national hand societies across Europe. Currently, FESSH has 27 members and one associated member, along with several corresponding members. FESSH was founded to consolidate and improve the standards of hand surgery across Europe. FESSH is represented in the EMS, the European Union of Medical Specialists, by the European Board of Hand Surgery, working on strengthening hand surgery's position among all medical specialties in Europe. In 2020, the 25th European Hand Surgery Congress will be held in Basel, Switzerland, and FESSH celebrates the 30th anniversary of its establishment as well. It has been a long, eventful, and successful journey, with much more to come.
At this time, 30 years ago, there was one dominating society in the world, which was the American Society. Very well organized, a high number of people, high quality papers, and we would love to reproduce it in Europe. The first meetings were organized by the president of the meeting and the general secretary. And we used to do everything by ourselves with our secretary, and everything was done by fax. So if you don't know what it is to receive 1,000 faxes, then you don't know how it was.
It all started in Taranto in southern Italy. In that particular time frame in the early 90s, we came together with enthusiastic people from different countries and wanted to do something for Europe. And it was the beginning of the federation as it is now. Before that, it was just people who cared and worked hard, but it was not formal at all. That was the time that we made statutes, which were formally accepted, with minutes, with terms for the Secretary General, and all that kind of thing which is necessary for a formal institution to come there. And it became the Federation of European Societies of Surgery of the Hand.
When I took over from Anna Hemson, the Secretary General of FESSH, the main challenge was the professionality of the administration. At that time, simply our secretary was actually taking over the federation. We elected the group of Assistencia. Assistencia is one perfect group of people, very enthusiastic. They were enthusiastic by then, and they are still enthusiastic by now. The second problem that we have is that at that time we were not known in the group of lobbies in Brussels, so we had to establish a relationship with UMS that allow us to put hand surgery into the map of specialties in Europe.
Besides creating a professional organization in order to present hand surgery as a separate medical specialty, it was the task of FESSH to define what is hand surgery and who can be recognized as a hand surgeon. So a white book of hand surgery was created in 2010.
The emotional key day of my mandate as Secretary General of FESSH was October 9th, 2010, when the white book of hand surgery was endorsed by the Assembly of UEMS. UEMS is the European Union of Medical Specialties, and the White Book is to be considered as a sort of ID of the hand surgeons of Europe. So it is a substantial tool for all of us to be considered as the instruments we can use for any kind of discussions about our work, the job we do. This is on the site of FESSH, this is updated yearly, and this contains a definition, the scopes of hand surgery, examinations to be done, the competences to be acquired during our careers.
The Council of FESSH was like a group of highly professional, good hand surgeons, a friendly community, and during those 3 years we tried to convert in a highly professional organization. When we were accepted in the UMS as a board of hand surgery, then the FESSH diploma examination was accepted as a European board examination.
Beside the annual Congress on Hand Surgery, the most successful initiation of FESSH is the EBHS exam, the European Board Hand Surgery Examination, which is an international examination on hand surgery. The first EBHS exam was held in 1996, and it has run since then. The prestige of the EBHS exam keeps rising. Lately, not only European but also other nationalities from across the world apply each year. Obtaining the EBHS exam diploma recognizes the holder as having a broad knowledge in hand surgical issues. Since 1996, more than 600 hand surgeons from across the world possess this mark of excellence.
So the hand surgery is not a specialty of its own in Europe, and there are some countries like Switzerland or Hungary where hand surgery is a specialty of its own. But in most of the countries it's only a subspecialty. It is a good idea to have a European exam which can cover all Europe. You can show that this is your specialty.
Edge of lunar artery, and it is here. Until here is a point of movement.
So we can look at the value of the exam on two fronts. We can look for the individual candidate and participant and graduate, and we can look at the value across the whole of hand surgery. I see the exam as a way of pushing up standards in hand surgery across Europe.
In Russia, we have only one guy who has passed the exam. They are our chief of the society. And nowadays we have 3 of us here. We just managed to get to the orals. And hopefully more guys will come to take the exam. I'm really happy to bring this kind of European culture of the medicine and the hand surgery to the field. Because in Russia you don't have the real criteria who can call himself a hand surgeon.
A lot of people would like to do the FESSH exam. It's not compulsory, but I think it's a very important step in your career. And also it's a step for the government and your colleagues that's showing that hand surgery is actually a specialty which needs to have more credit. And if you have a diploma like a European hand surgery diploma, that will give you more credit and more strength operating these, because there are so many other specialists also operating on hand surgery. Maybe they are doing it very well, but if we all set the standard for a European exam, can enhance the hand surgery in the Netherlands, and I think that's the main reason why Dutch people do this exam.
Well, nobody's rewarding me for doing this exam. I do it just for myself.
I give you a reward. Here you go.
Thank you, thank you. But it's good to have a reason to study, because I did learn a lot during studying for the exams. It goes way beyond what you actually see in your practice, which makes you a better surgeon, I guess.
I'm here at this exam because in Switzerland the exam is actually compulsory. Well, I just had the first session. Wasn't easy. Yeah, so the level is really high, but we'll see.
This European diploma is not obligatory in either Ireland or the United Kingdom. I would like to eventually go back to Ireland as a hand surgeon, and I think it's very, very beneficial to have an extra qualification on my CV. I think that the plastic surgery element of the exam is very doable. In Ireland and England, plastic surgeons tend not to deal with the wrist. It's also good to study things outside your, comfort zone and, read things from the orthopedic literature and the orthopedic books and go, oh, I didn't know that.
The most significant event organized by FESSH is the annual Scientific Congress. Various FESSH member countries bid to be the host of the Congress, and each year there is a new location where hand surgeons can meet, listen, and discuss the hot topics of hand surgery. The system of organizing the annual Scientific Congress has evolved significantly since the beginning.
When I started my term as Secretary General of FESSH, I found a wonderful society which was not officially registered. And the rules and the bylaws were not very defined. And so what we did first is to establish FESSH in Switzerland. We made the new bylaws and took the basis for the future for FESSH and for a growing society. Before, every Congress was organized by a national society and by a different PCO. What we now have today is one PCO and one Congress committee which is organizing our meetings. It's a learning system and a growing system, and the last meetings and actually also this meeting show how successful this organization can be.
The purpose of the FESSH is promoting hand surgery in all the European countries and reunite the hand surgeons. And one of the tasks of the committee is to organize the Congress together with the local host. And in the beginning, the local host was doing actually all the tasks themselves, but there was no learning curve. And so every year the new country had to do it all over again and find out the wheel again. And that's why a group of enthusiastic hand surgeons decided in Paris to got a collaboration with Assistencia, which became with the PCO, and to make a Congress manual. Since then, we have professionalized the organization of the Congress, and we are growing and become better and better in our job.
We work for FESSH since 2007 to provide smooth administrative support and to help the work of incoming committee chairs. And since Assistencia is an event management company originally, we've been involved in the organization of the FESSH congresses and the other events like the examination and the academy. Over these years, we have learned a lot through our partnership with the Council, and we have also met many challenges, haven't we?
We have.
But we do appreciate the confidence given to us, which enables us to enjoy every minute of this work.
FESSH consists of several committees, all working with specially defined remits. There are committees specifically for organizing the annual FESSH Congress, the relationships between FESSH and other medical specialties, communication, research, training, hand trauma network in Europe, the EBHS examination, and the Journal of Hand Surgery Europe. The chairs of each committee report on their activities to the national delegates of the FESSH member countries on the Delegates' Assembly during each annual Congress. The FESSH Executive Committee considers the strategy of FESSH as well as coordinates the various committees. They discuss emerging issues with the FESSH Council, which is made up of the committee chairs.
The work as Secretary General of FESSH is fascinating, and it is possible only because we have a very effective and collaborating council. FESSH is a very important institution, and we are really convinced that they should become the reference for all hand surgeons across Europe and possibly in the world. And for this reason, we also invested a lot of time and effort to build a corporate image that could become home for all surgeons across Europe. It was possible to add, beside our traditional instructional course during the Congress, the year Congress, the FESSH Academy. This is a very important stepping stone to improve and expand our outreach in all the European countries.
I'm chairman of the FESSH Education and Training Committee, and through this committee we are trying to standardise some of the training and teaching in hand surgery across Europe, which of course at the moment is very diverse, and we are trying to level things out and make it much more standard. And of course we are also trying to spread and evangelise knowledge of hand surgery across all these countries in Europe. One of the ways in which we are doing this is the relatively new FESSH Academy. This year we have 150 participants from 29 countries across Europe. The Training and Education Committee is also responsible for several travel awards, which are awarded each year, as well as the very prestigious FESSH Training Fellowship, which is awarded annually in open competition.
We work towards enabling new areas of research and helping the scientists of our society to conduct studies and work towards getting a better research environment within FESSH. This past year we've been conducting a survey of our members, looking at what they want from us, how we can help with policy issues, how we can help with grant money to get the scientists of our society to be more involved in research. One of the things that we're really happy to announce is new research grants, and we're hoping to in the future have a larger portfolio of different grants, including preclinical translational research grants, clinical grants, and other things to help the community to conduct studies.
All FESSH activities are created for the benefit of hand surgeons, and FESSH has to connect and inform them about its ever-growing activities. Communication has a key role in spreading knowledge and information within the hand surgical community.
FESSH over the years has done some great stuff and has expanded in its activities. Training, education, research, fellowships, and of course the hand diploma. What we've realised over time is that communication is essential for FESSH to connect with its members within Europe and also beyond the borders of Europe. And my role as the chair of the social media committee is to look at the strategy for our communication and how we can best connect with the membership. We use Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook and Instagram amongst other platforms to make these connections and interact with our membership.
The main mission of FESSH is to harmonize training and teaching in hand surgery across Europe. And for this reason we have to help all the national society to improve their instructional program by offering for everybody the same content. I'm very honored to have the possibility to help young surgeons across Europe.
Which is essentially the young group of the FESSH. We're still indeed a very young group. We're founded in Budapest at the conference in 2017 with the support of Maurizio Caccani, the current Secretary General. EAS's general goals are to facilitate networking amongst trainees throughout Europe and of course to support FESSH in all issues that concern training.
FESSH is standing on 3 pillars: education, science and visibility. And I would like to support all these 3 pillars in terms of support the national societies to do their work, especially for all young hand surgeons within Europe. I think the future of FESSH is bright. So we have all opportunities. We got a very interesting partners for the different international societies, either from Asia or from America. And I see FESSH there as one of the most important partners in exchanging these ideas and having the opportunity with the new communication channels to really spread out the knowledge of hand surgery coming from Europe.